I'm Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear, coming to you live with sinuses. So you have your maxillary sinuses, you have your frontal sinuses, snot, and sleep. Oh my goodness, I have seen some gross stuff come out of noses, come out of sinuses. I have had sinus cases. One case out of the Midwest, a gentleman had multiple sinus surgeries, still had sinus issues, took all sinus medications over the sun, whatever you could think of, and still had sinus issues. Found us. We did quantum nutrition testing with him and found there was some parasitic buggies that would seeming to live in his sinuses. And it was very, very interesting because each follow-up visit with him, his voice changed. He sound differently to me. And he was like, "Are you kidding me? I spent so much time having sinus surgery to feel relief very temporarily to only have issues again. And then you tell me I've got bugs in my sinuses and I'm blowing out nasty stuff." And each time I work with him, his voice changed to the point where I was like, "Does your wife even know what your real voice sounds like? Do you even know what your real voice sounds like?" Because think about it, if your sinuses are clogged up, you sound different, right? So I know some of you guys want to close your nose and talk too. And so sinus issues have a cause. Any symptom has a cause. If you have snot, if you have a runny nose, if you have a stuffy nose, if you've got green boogers, if you have whatever, snot has a cause, right? Sometimes it's something you inhaled. I have a patient who's originally from Puerto Rico, is a local Floridian, and he remembers cleaning out a old shed in Puerto Rico. And since that point, he had problems with his sinuses. Well, if you have material that's sitting there and it's getting exposed to humidity, it might have bugs living in it, and you unsettle the stuff you clean, out the shed, and you see all those dust particles moving around. I remember when my parents moved from the house I grew up in Miami, and they had stuff in the garage. And the garage was very humid. My mom was so sweet; she kept like the little hand arts and crafts thing I made when I was in elementary school and all this stuff, but she left it in the garage. And unfortunately, between the humidity and whatever bugs and junk get into old stuff, it was destroyed. So I'm like, "Thanks, Mom, for saving this from second grade." I was in my 20s when we found it. It's really cute, but it's like, it's ruined. And I remember like throwing these boxes away and particles are like flying everywhere. And so when you inhale that stuff, you can inhale parasites. You can inhale it from the wind. I have a patient who was on the west coast of Florida, and there was some red tide there, red algae that kills off fish and kills off stuff. Some people believe it's due to the sugar farmers. And the sugar farmers put the runoff from the sugar farms. The fertilizer goes into the water. The algae bloom, and the algae kill off. Algae sucks up all the oxygen in the water, kills off fish. And so red tide, you can inhale that. And some people will consider the red tide a mold that you inhale. And you can have respiratory issues, right? So everything has a cause. Everything has a cause. Sleep. Some people are not sleeping because they have sinus issues. It's very, very hard to sleep if you can't breathe through your nose, right? Or they're congested, they're stuffy, they have snot, they have issues, they can't sleep. They're congested, maybe they snore, right? I guess it could have been, the title today could have been Sinuses, Snot, Sleep, and Snoring, right? So they snore, their husband snore, they snore, and then their significant other can't sleep. Or they can't sleep, right? They can't get oxygen in. Like if you think of like if you close up a nostril and you're trying to breathe, it's hard to breathe out of one nostril. So they have congestion in their nose, they're snoring, they wake up, or they stop breathing. Sleep apnea as a cessation or a stopping of breathing. They stop breathing and they wake up because they stop breathing. What a horrible way to wake up. What if you just needed to clear out the sinuses, and not clear out the sinuses with Zyrtec or an allergy medicine? Clear out the sinuses with finding out what is in the sinuses, handling that with a specific herb or a specific supplement or a specific homeopathic to help the body handle the cause, then the sinuses get better. You can breathe. The snot stops. You can breathe. You stop snoring. Now you can sleep and you're all handled. So just wanted to do a short live. I was just in the academy with my students. We were training in quantum nutrition testing. We went overtime, which was awesome. We did some really interesting cases. But I just wanted to bring you a short one today on sinuses, snot, and sleep. I'm going to go grab some dinner because I'm way running behind tonight. And Leah, so my parents, so hopefully you guys had a nice Easter. And I don't know why my parents, I think that they love me, but I'm not really sure if they do. So mom, if you're watching, or dad, if you're watching, do you really love me, or is this some kind of revenge? Because for Easter, they got Leah this pen. So go ahead, open the pen.
No, because I'm saving it for school lunch.
Oh.
But I'll do it with the box since there's a little hole. So you press the top here. It's called a fart pen.
So my parents,
AKA poop pen,
for Easter, got Leah, let's put this up to the camera, got Leah this pen, right? So it's an emoji farting pen. And when you press it, it farts, right? So of course, what is a kid going to do?
Press it.
They're going to press the fart pen. And
Like me.
yeah. And so I don't know why they thought this was a good present. I don't know why they thought this was fun. Now, I have to admit, I haven't seen my husband laugh as hard because, of course, there's different types of farts. So, go ahead.
There's 7 different rip-roaring farts.
7 different rip-roaring farts, yes. So then why it's in the package?
1.
Oh, you're going to show them?
2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7.
Yeah. So Jessica, I totally agree that nothing that makes noise or with litter. So they broke 2 rules. Not only did they get her this annoying pen, which we had to replace because it broke really quickly, and then she was sad, and then I got her another one because.
And then we're also getting.
But don't tell them. Maybe we can show them tomorrow.
One that farts and punches.
Yeah, there's a fart punching pen. So they broke the parent rule, like grandparents. If you love your kids, not your grandkids.
Wait, press it 1,000 times. Thank you, Carol.
Yeah. No, that's Jessica says press it 1,000 times.
Sure.
Yeah, so she's going to press it. And so rules, right? So if you're a grandparent, so some of you guys are grandparents, some of you guys on here are parents, there's a rule, right? And the rule is if you love your children, you do not buy your grandkids annoying toys. This also goes for aunts and uncles and friends. And so when Leah was like, I don't know, 2, my mother thought it was a great idea to buy her a fire truck with a siren. That thing was annoying. So she thought she was all smart and all whatever, right? And so I said, oh, you think you're so smart? She's like, ha, 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 ha. I go, good. So this toy's going to stay here. And when Leah comes to hang out with you guys, she can play with the annoying fire truck. And my mom was like, ah. So that's what happened with the fire truck. The fart pen, Leah, of course, loves the fart pen. And not only did she get her a fart pen for Easter, what else did she get?
But she got me a cute little puppy toy.
And what does the cute little puppy toy do?
It barks.
It barks. So it's about this big.
No, more like this big.
So maybe like 6 inches long and maybe 4 inches tall. And it's like a little, kind of looks like a golden retriever puppy.
Yes, it is. And its name is Redley because it came with that name. And my grandpa even said it doesn't sound like a real bark.
No.
Mine sounds better.
How does it sound?
No, it sounds like this.
No, it sounds like this.
And my grandpa even said mine sounds better.
Yeah, so thank you. My ear is pierced. So my parents, you're right, Jessica, it might be revenge for something I did. I was a good kid. I never got in trouble at school. I didn't get in trouble, like, like very, very rarely did I require grounding or punishment or whatever. So between the fart pen and this little puppy barking thing, I'm like, my parents must be, you're right, Jessica, some kind of revenge, because I'm like, I was a good kid. What are we revenging for? Like, you want more grandkids? Is that why you're mad or whatever? But yeah, 2 really annoying toys that Leah really likes. So I'm glad she likes it. The fart pen, I have to admit, is very immature, but hilarious. And of course, she's going to play the fart noise. She did put it in her sweatshirt pocket, and she walked around the office standing next to staff and making the fart noise before they knew she had the fart pen. So that was pretty funny. And I think on Homeschool Live, we're going to do more on farts and why you have farts and what are farts. We'll talk about that in Homeschool Live. But yeah. So
but you should have called the sinuses, snot, sleep, snore, and fart pen.
But we do the same letter.
Still.
So in stinky
Still,
farts,
who cares?
we could have done stinky farts. So yeah. So just a little like disclaimer or a grandparent tip or a friend tip is don't buy kids annoying toys, because what can happen is you can start a war. And if you are buying someone else's kids annoying toys, then they're going to buy your kids annoying toys. And then
you go, Lauren.
Then there you go. So yep. So if you want an emoji farting pen because you think it's hilarious, you can get it on Amazon. No, we don't get any commissions on it, but she thinks it's hilarious. She wanted to show you the farting pen. But if you need help with your sinuses, if you need help with your congested and your stuffy, if you need help with sleep, reach out to us. We'd love to find out the reason why. We'd love to figure out, maybe you have gas. Farting is a normal body function, but if it's this bad, then you need some help. We need to find out why. Jonathan is on, and Jonathan wants to let you guys know that next week is a new moon, and parasites tend to be more active around new moons. So if you are finding yourself gassy, you might have parasites. Robin says, my kids used to have a toy that would go off at 1 a.m.-ish mysteriously. Yeah, Leah had a baby doll. And the baby doll.
And her name was Lola.
Baby doll Lola was in the off position. She's one of those talking baby dolls. And so 3 a.m. one night on the opposite side of the house.
She couldn't turn off. She could only be turned on.
Well, she turned off. Her off button was in the off position. But at 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear a baby crying. I think it's her crying. I check her. She's sleeping. And I notice it's not coming from her room. It's from the other side of the house. And now I'm petrified because I watched too many scary 80s movies like Chucky.
Excuse me.
So I go to the opposite side of the house to find her baby that's in a duffel bag, because we must have traveled. Don't break your fart pen.
Okay.
That was on the opposite of the side of the house in a duffel bag because we were traveling, and she had taken the babies with her. And the thing is on the off position, and Lola is going, Mama, Mama. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is on off. It's saying Mama. And I'm trying to turn it off, but it's already off. And I freaked out, and I put it like in the bag, and that
and you suffocated it, and she died.
She's a, don't scare Facebook. Don't ban my video. It was a doll. The doll is not alive. It was a doll.
Yes, it was.
If it was alive, then it's like Chucky. Anyway, so this thing's saying Mama. It is a doll with batteries. And I was trying to get it to not do that. So I put it back in the duffel bag. And the room we were in has a bathroom and a shower. So I opened the shower door and I put it in there. I closed the bathroom door. I closed the door to that room. And I could still hear it go, Mama, Mama, because the batteries were dying. So if the batteries are dying, you're going to have a doll in the off position and it still talks. It is super creepy. Super creepy. Where is Lola now?
At the office.
She is? And are the batteries out? No. So I don't know. I guess Lola.
Well, there's actually, I need like 7 of my babies, Lola. So actually one of them, I kept feeding her liquids. And the battery died. So now she's sitting somewhere creepy in my bins.
Is Lola one of the babies you're supposed to feed liquids, or Lola?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So Lola might have short circuited, and that's why she was going, Mama.
No, I did after that.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Okay, and then I also have another one that I don't do that to, and she still is good.
She's still good. You have a baby that speaks Spanish too.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we should show them that.
Actually, a lot of them do. You like. There's a button on their belly that you can press it and they speak some words, and then you can press it until they say a Spanish word.
Yeah, so these baby dolls speaks English and Spanish, which is really interesting. So maybe we should convert all your baby dolls to Spanish so you can practice.
Well, only a couple of them can.
Oh,
I've already tried and it takes like an hour.
Well, there you go, guys. That's what we wanted to talk to you about. Sinuses, snot, sleep, and stinky farts. Dr. Lisa Palmer, Dr. Mama Bear, and who are you?
Leah May Dean and Fart Pen and Lola.
Bye.